Johnnie Dent gave us a lot of things to think about, and talking about his upbringing here in Cleveland, Ohio made me think about mine here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm sure it makes you think about yours wherever you are. Sometimes I think we get confused because we don't look at things as an overall type of picture. So when we don't look at it that way, we don't see how the little things that happen to us as youth, as kids, when we were growing up, impact us as adults. So sometimes I think it's nice to take a good look back at the things that we've been through and how those things affect our life today. When you think about it, what was your household like? And how does that impact your household that you're living in today? Whether or not it's about your upbringing in church or how old your parents were, whether there was a father in the home or sisters and brothers or extended family, all those things have an impact on how we see the world. If I had homework to give you, it would be for you to take stock of your life. A lot of times I like to write my own obituary. I wrote one actually. I wrote this obituary and I wrote all the things that I've been through in my life, and then I wrote down where I want to go with my life and the impression that I want to leave with my life. If I had to give you an assignment, I'd tell you to write your own obituary. In a sense to say, this is where I've been, this is where I'm going, and this is my legacy that I'd like to leave. When you start to think about that and start to put your steps in order, it'll really show you and make you look on a daily basis at what you're doing to make that happen. Who are you helping? Who are you loving? Who are you lifting up? And who may you be tearing down? Start to look at it and think about those things and then order your steps. Wow, I'm amazed at some of the life experiences that people have here in Cleveland and all over our country. So many things go into impacting each of us and how we see the world. You see people who come up in single-parent households, and nothing taken away, nothing from that. But you also see people who come up in households that are some kind of way dysfunctional to some degree. So sometimes we learn and we see that everything that we see may not be what we think it is because it's not the same experience that we had. People bring to them a whole bunch of different experiences that shape the way they see the world. So now, having considered that, the things that you're thinking in your head may just be your own thinking. It may not be real at all when it comes down to somebody else's perception. We think from our perspective and they think from theirs. Even the perspective, if you heard Johnnie Dent talk about the experience he had in a church of the linebacker standing up around the minister, all the collections that went on, and the whole idea that somehow we're sucking things out of the community as opposed to uplifting it. It's a totally different perspective coming from a person that maybe came up in a church. So when we start to look at things and start to consider ways of thinking and ways of being, we might want to consider that our thoughts may not be the collective norm of thinking. It's just another way of saying maybe we ought to be gentler with people and how they see everything and see the world. This has been Sandra. I'm so glad that you joined me here today on Thrive. I just want to give you a different way of looking and a different way of being, so hopefully you can thrive too in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.